Hey, what's up guys? Sir Emanon here, and welcome to another episode of Inside DB Rated. This is the dual commentary series where we go ahead and spectate random matches on DB's ladder and just check out what people are playing. So this is going to be a match between Callum and UFC on Gouki versus Vitullo Boat on Drytron. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get started. So it looks like Gouki going to be winning the RPS and going to choose to start. 50 cards in this list still, which is pretty interesting. But the opening hand for Gouki is going to be Living Fossil, Gouki rematch 1-for-1, Dark Magician, and a Psychic Soldier that rides into battle against security forces on Currents of Lightning using an autonomic amplifier called Psyframe. So this hand is very awkward, but it works because of the Dragoon package, so 1-for-1 does get there. It's not pretty, but it gets the job done. And then the opening hand for Drytron is going to be Nova, Ben 10, Instant Fusion, Ava, and Gamma. So this hand doesn't have hand traps, but it has a lot of ways to just play the game. So it depends on how strong the end board is going to be for Gouki. 1-for-1, going to pitch Driver, and then going to summon out Guts. This is like a full combo, you just have to like rewire it a little bit. But Guts going to turn to Link Rebo, and then that's going to grab the Guts search, so that's going to search for Octastretch actually. So this tells me that Rematch is not going to be used this turn, since it has to summon two different levels, not different names. So since they're both level 1, obviously. There's a world in which you like Guts search a different level, and then you normal it, and then you link into a Link 2, and then you rematch back the two Goukis, and then you turn into Isolde, and then go from there. Granted, it's not like ideal, and it plays in a hand trap, so this is just a more like safe approach to be more conservative. Living Fossil is going to be used actually to bring back the Guts, and then going to go into a copy of Verite Anaconda, and then Verite Anaconda effect is going to pay 2,000, send materials, and then summon Dragoon. And that's about it. So we're going to pass. I think even if you're going for this play, it probably would have been worth it to normal summon the Octastretch anyway, because that way you get to keep the Living Fossil in hand, and you get a search off of this for free, of course. So I think this could have been made a little bit more efficient, but regardless, it's just Dragoon, and Drytron can absolutely play past this, so I think game 1's going to Drytron. For turn, even better, the top deck is going to be Orange Light, so one card in hand is known from the Drytron player, which is Octastretch being searched, and the other card in hand is unknown, so like this can just play around that. And then all you have to do is clear Dragoon and you're good to go. So main phase 1, going to activate Instant Fusion, that's going to pay 1,000 life points. And Dragoon actually going to be negating this. Pretty interesting, because the biggest application for this card in the meta right now is in this matchup being Drytron, because it summons out Millennium Eyes, and I believe Millennium Eyes does target. So kind of curious as to why this was used. Maybe it's because that card can also be overlaid into a rank 1 to go into Zeus, which does out this, guaranteed. So I guess that's fair if you're trying to keep them off Zeus. Going to go for Nova. That's going to summon out Alpha. But yeah, now with no interruptions, Drytron just wins for sure. Gonna go to Link Rebo, Alpha effect, should be Gamma, and that is actually just the end of game number 1. Yeah, because no matter how you slice it, it was gonna be either like a Zeus clear the board into a full combo main phase 2, or honestly, the more probable option would have just been OTK with a Boros Sword, because that hand had Ben 10 as well. So game 1, going to Drytron, not too much to dissect there, so let's quickly move into game number 2 here, where Gouki's going to go first again. If you guys are enjoying this commentary, definitely be sure to like the video and subscribe if you want to see more videos similar to this style. But the opening hand for Gouki, again, is going to be Suprex with Scorpio, Droll, Callby, and Bell. Much better hand this time around. Suprex plus Gouki is one of the most ideal combinations. You also have 2 hand traps, very good ones against Drytron too, and protection, so it doesn't really get too much better than this, to be honest. And then the opening hand for Drytron is going to be Foolish Burial, Fafnir, Ben 10 Droplet, and Dawn Knight. So this hand's also not too bad. Obviously, drawing this card sucks, but this card has Drytrons with Ben 10, so not bad at all. Plus Droplet to negate the Dragoon and Appaloosa, potentially. Because that's typically what this deck is going to try and end on if they're not going for PK stuff, which I know Callum doesn't go for the PK stuff, so that is likely going to be very effective. Suprex going to be normal summon, that's going to summon out with Scorpio from hand, and then going to go for Isolde, going to trigger all the effects. So Isolde going to search for Twist Cobra, a headback going to be searched off of the Suprex, and then the rematch is going to be grabbed off with Scorpio. I like the way that this is structured, because you're trying to play around Skullmeister right now, I think. So even though Isolde is vulnerable to Ghost Ogre, that card's not as popular, which is why people would normally have chained it the other way in past formats, but I think this is a smart way to do it here. Going to use Isolde, second effect, send Phoenix Blade to summon out a copy of Guts. and this paves the way for the Headbat to be summoned by pitching the Twist Cobra. And then from here, going to link into a copy of Appaloosa, so that triggers both the Goukis in the process, searching a second copy of Rematch. Very nice to play around Bell, since Bell negates activations, so that's quite good there. And then Super X for follow-up. And then Rematch, that's going to summon back the Goukis. Like, even though you have Appaloosa to technically negate Bell, you don't want to be hit with, like, Bell, and then they chain, like, Nibiru if you chain Appaloosa to Bell, because that would just be unfortunate. So that's nice to have that option. Gonna go for Verite Anaconda. That's going to use its effect, pay 2,000, and then summon out Dragoon. And then going to add back the Phoenix Blade, and then set Callby. And that is a very, very formidable board. Gonna be tough to beat. For turn, the top deck's gonna be Orange Light again, 2 games in a row actually. So not bad at all. There's definitely ways to try and break the board, especially with Droplet. We'll see how the hand traps impact this this hand though. But Orange Light gonna help out there as well. Gonna go to main phase, activate Foolish Burial. That's going to send a copy of Alpha. And then going to tribute the Benton for Alpha. And Callum letting this one resolve because they want to use Droll in response to the Benton here. So Alpha, search Benton, and then a new chain, Benton's going to activate. Going to chain Droll to that to, not negate it, but to stop it. Orange Light going to be chilling 3 to negate the Droll. Appaloosa going to be chilling 4 to negate the Orange Light. And then Droplet going to be chilling 5 to negate the board. And then Call by the Grave going to be chilling 6. What's the target going to be? It's Orange Light. Alright, so let's take stock of this. Call by with the last thing to resolve, that's going to negate Orange Light. And then this is going to be negated by the Forbidden Droplet. So this wouldn't stop the Orange Light, but the Call by is. So Droll is not negated, and now Benton won't get a search. And this Fafnir hand is going to be dead because of the Droll. So Chain Link 6, very, very solid stuff. Quite an explosive game, but that's going to be actually the end of it. I'm trying to think a little bit, actually. I think there's a world in which like you actually chain maybe Droplet to the Foolish Burial, and then you send away Foolish Burial and the Dawn Knight to negate the board, and then your hand is now Orange Light, Benton, and Fafnir, and you have Alpha and Graveyard. And so you will be able to negate the Droll, which is quite good. Granted, Bell might have been used, so it could be a completely different game. But yeah, very, very fascinating to see how this is how things ended up shaking out. So yeah, that's going to be the end of game number 2 here, and we will now move into game number 3. It looks like they're going into a draw because of a sighting glitch on DB. This happens not frequently, but it happens enough. So it looks like Drytron going to be going first in game 3 here. And before we get started in game 3, of course, going to quickly shout out my patrons. So thank you very much for helping support the channel. The long form and consistent content is available and possible thanks to you guys. But we're going to now move into game number 3. And the opening hand for Drytron is going to be Petite Angel, Alpha, Fafnir, Zeta, and Prep. So lots of gas. Not really any ways to play safely under like Droll or even... Well, you can play around Cycle Leader to an extent with this hand. But yeah, I mean, this hand is like very, very strong, of course. And then the opening hand for Gouki is going to be Durendal, Twist Cobra, Flint Lady, Red Layer, and the Phoenix Blade. So we know there's more equipped spells in the deck because we saw Living Fossil game 1, so it's nice that this is not going to turn off his Zol just by drawing 2 equips. But no hand traps in this hand, or go second card, so it might be rough. Going to go to main phase, activate a copy of Drytron Fafnir. That's going to search for a copy of Nova. And then going to activate Prep next, actually. Going to grab Benton. No Fear of Droll, because it would have been used earlier. Going to go for Alpha. That's going to tribute Benton, summon itself, and then Alpha going to grab a search for a copy of Ultimateness. And then Benton going to grab a search for another Benton. And then going to activate Zeta next. It's going to tribute the other Benton, summon itself, and then grab Meteonis. And then Benton triggers as well. So that's going to grab Orange Light. So now we are safe around any other like errant Nibirus, for example. Going to link those into a copy of Union Carrier. Carrier effect is going to equip Dawn Knight to itself. We have seen this before. Going to go for Meteonis, and then summon back the Benton. Dawn Knight triggers here as well. That's going to send a copy of Delta. And then Delta tribute Benton, summon itself, reveal the Ultimateness to get a draw. Let's see, going to grab another copy of Delta. Not amazing, but it's okay. Benton in a new chain, going to search for Ava. And then going to add back Meteonis with its effect, reducing the Delta, and then activating Nova. Nova effect, going to grab a copy of the Gamma. And then going to Meteonis, tribute away the Gamma, summon out the Ultimateness. And then What do I know in hand? Herald and Ava. Going to be thinking for quite a while before going into Link Rebo. So chooses not to use Gamma here. Unless they want to use Gamma to tribute this. Probably not, though. I mean, you could add an IP, but it might be worth it. But chooses not to do it. So that's going to be a pass from there. For turn, ooh, the top deck's going to be Red Ice Fusion. Pretty interesting. So this might just be a way to like force out negates, and then you can go for your plays. So going to activate Durendal. That's going to equip to Herald. Durendal effect, that's going to search for a copy of Renaud. So still in on the Fire Warrior package. Like the bigger Fire Warrior package with the Infernable stuff. Red Ice Fusion, that's going to be negated by the Ultimateness. And then Ava going to banish 1 for cost because the Petite Angel is already in hand. So it's going to grab a second copy of Orange Light. So yeah, Callum can now infer that this is in hand. So there's 3 interruptions left over. Going to special summon Red Layer. Ultimateness is going to negate the summon. And then going to normal summon Twist Cobra. And the activate Fire Flint Lady. And that's going to be okay. Special summon Renaud. And then going to be thinking. Going to negate the Renaud summon. Yeah, well, I mean, it's technically it's not inherent. It's summons that don't start a chain. That's the technical term. But Red Layer works the same as Renaud. Like neither of them start a chain. So, like, obviously because Red Layer was negated, so can Renaud. But yeah, that's gonna be negated there. Gonna go to battle phase, attack Link Rebo. And then main phase 2, going to link into a copy of Cerberus. Gonna negate the summon. And then Twist Cobra effect, that's gonna grab Octastretch. And we have normal summoned. So yeah, I think this is Drytron's game for sure. It was a close fight, but not good enough. Gonna set Phoenix Blade and pass. For turn, the top was gonna be Natasha. I mean, it didn't really matter. There's nothing to steal anyways. It was close. But yeah. I think Drytron wins here. Alpha, going to tribute away Delta, going to search Benten. And then going to add back Bedionis, targeting the Alpha. And then Delta, going to summon itself, tributing Benten, going to reveal Bedionis, get a draw. Draws Orange Light. Going to grab Manju off Benten. And then Gamma, tribute Natasha, summon itself, summon another Drytron. And then going to activate Bedionis, summon out Natasha. Not needed really, but Natasha going to gain some life points. And Borosword here is just game. So yeah, just going to link it to Borosword and then go into battle phase. And that's going to be Drytron taking this win, I do believe. Unless if... Oh, wait, there is Octastretch, but this can just negate it. Going to activate Octastretch and then chain Ultimateness. And that is the end of the match. So Drytron going to be taking this one 2-1. Close fight by Gouki, even though they didn't draw any hand traps. It was almost enough, honestly, with the engine cards. Yeah, but close, but no cigar. OzManiac negating summons came in very handy there for sure. Because Red Layer, Renaud, and Cerberus all got negated. So, yeah, tough spot for sure. But that is Drytron in a nutshell. But that's going to do it for the video, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Hope you enjoyed. If you did, be sure to leave a like as well as any thoughts or feedback in the comments. Subscribe for more informative and competitive Yu-Gi-Oh content. If you want to, you can follow me on all social media platforms or support me via Patreon, TCG Player, all the links in the description as usual. And until next time, I'll catch you in the next video. See you guys.